3. And now the first thing they're going to hear is fancy. It used to be 3. First thing they hear in all these years from the resident asshat himself is it used to be 3. That's a way to welcome it back. Full circle. He hasn't changed 1 second. Like I've lost a gallbladder, function in my Achilles, got a shoulder fixed. A lot of things have happened. And I don't remember last time it was, I think Bray Wyatt passed. I think it might have been the last one that we actually did. Oh my gosh. Which means it's been
2 or 3 years? No, 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. A lot's happened in that amount of time. Hold on, I just have to open up my fancy app so you can take it away, Maestro, because, well, he asked, so we're back by the popular demand of one, Justin Miller.
Yeah.
And August 24th, 2023.
Yeah. I was about to say, I remember it was August. I remember that.
24th, 2023.
And can't say it enough, whether you love him, hate him, whatever the opinion you have on Bray Wyatt, gone too soon, as always. A lot of stuff with his creativity that couldn't come to fruition. Fortunately, Wyatt 6 only lasted so long twice, I think it was. It's a damn shame, but hey, it's a business. You do what you can do with creative and depending on who's behind that. So we're going to just kind of fly by the seat of our pants today. TKO versus Vince. What do we think?
Bad idea from stupid creative. No. Can I just say no? Is that?
I mean, has TKO done anything remotely that has kept you somewhat interested versus how Vince ran things? I mean, I know good old Paul Triple H Levesque, I guess we have to keep it proper now. Obviously, his hands are tied in some things, and some things he's not. But hey, he's getting paid by them. So what are we thinking?
I think that they put his name at the end of everything at the credits just to fucking spite Vince Russo. Like, I think that's why they do that. Just let our name's not in the credits, not nothing. When his is, that had to be a spite thing. With his suddenly, like it had to be. At least that's what I hope. But I'm going to sum up my feelings on TKO Holdings. Well, I guess I could just say this no, but here we go. Night 1 of WrestleMania was 3 hours long? Maybe ish. There was 4 more minutes of matches than there was ads. And that includes intros and people walking 9 miles to the fucking ring. 4 more minutes of match at time than ad time.
Yeah. I feel like they could have.
That sums up my take.
I mean, if you look at it, it's TKO, and they do the same thing with UFC. It's a whole slew of advertisements. Of course, UFC is a little bit different than, not predetermined and depending on who's fighting and how long those things last. So, I mean, you do get a little bit more advertising on that. Yeah. I needed more wrestling, I think. Definitely could have squeezed in, maybe 2 more matches each night, at least minimum, depending.
I mean, they could have just let everyone have real time.
That too.
And they used to made buku fucking money without egregious ads for years. I mean,
if you think about it, when it was only one night and it was a Sunday, I mean, look how much wrestling was actually crammed into those 8 hours. And that was 8 hours of wrestling, not like a whole bunch of commercials, recaps of things building up to each match before the match happened, which obviously is
typical. It has to happen, but I still think back. What was that? Was that New Orleans? The first one? New Orleans just kept going, and it was like, okay, what? Like, it's 1:30 in the morning. I could take my meds. Joke's on you. And there I am an hour later going, it's still going. Another 20 minutes, I'm like, it's still going. I mean, granted, great match, beautiful ending, everything you wanted, but I'm like, why does WrestleMania have to be 12 hours long? And now it's 2 nights long, and it's worse.
Yeah. Like 8 hours altogether, because you have the pre-show,
the post-show.
Yeah.
I feel bad for everyone at those desks. Like, you poor schmucks did a 3-hour pre-show. Then you're doing then you're there for the whole night. Then you have to do the post-show after all of that. Like, you poor bastards. Especially when they were in Santa Clara that year.
And then turn around and do Raw.
20 minutes later.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place, but another TKO thing. I mean, let's finish off the money. There's everything on the ring. There's sponsored everything everywhere. They don't need to run an hour and a half of ads. Another thing that never would have happened, because, WrestleMania plans with Vince were like set in stone, like months and months and months in advance. Like, here's what we're doing. Don't get fucking hurt. Here's where we're going. Having The Rock come back and, and I've seen it.
Which went nowhere.
And I've seen it turn heel what they decided the week of the Chamber that it was going to. happen. And
Yeah.
then the big payoff was we never saw The Rock like again, and we saw whatever his name show up at Mania, and like it
Yeah.
was just like that never would have happened under Vince. Vince would have.
Yeah.
Vince would have.
Yeah. I think what hurt this year, because I know we're all over the place, a lot of injuries this year.
Well,
Right
hey.
before a lot of especially the whole Seth Rollins. We're just gonna throw it out there. The whole Seth Rollins thing. People got hurt. Braun, you know, and it kind of made it predictable, unfortunately, on that part, because you got to fly by the seat of your pants when you have injuries come up. You know,
But
I think WrestleMania was kind of all over the place, but again, injury bug played a big part of that.
and I'd say which night was it? It was night 2. When no matter how many times I restarted, signed out, signed back, like I did everything I could. I
Yeah.
sent you the videos of like I'd hear the chair, like it was so glitchy. It was garbage. It obviously wasn't my internet because everything worked perfectly fine until the show started. And I did everything. Nothing else was attached to it. Night 1 was fine. I sent you the video and went, you guys are like, hey, that was great. I sent you the video. I'm like, you can't fucking see anything.
Yeah.
I heard a chair shot. I'm like, huh. And then 15 seconds later, there's the video to crunch my. Yeah, I'm going to go outside.
Probably could have got a better picture when we used to listen to it on the pay-per-view, and it was all squiggly lines and colors, and yeah, probably could have got
like it was night 2. I mean, everyone else was like, oh yeah, I'd be pissed. I was like, it was the worst night of WrestleMania I've ever seen in my entire life. Everyone's like, I thought it was pretty good. Then I sent them the video. They're like,
night two is definitely a lot more wrestling if you go back and look at the stats as far as commercials versus, definitely better on night 2. And I know a few people agree on that I've talked to, but yeah, night 1 was kind of.
I was outside for most of it. I'm like, I tried. Well, it's just like, like I can't anymore. Like it's nothing. It's like they can corporate whatever they want with all the stuff. They can have all the shows, fucking Saudi Arabia. They can do whatever the hell they want. Good job with Mania over there. That's gonna make a lot of people stoked.
Now that you mentioned
but,
it, because
like they could do everything,
but
they shouldn't fuck with the sanctity of WrestleMania. Let WrestleMania be WrestleMania, and you could fuck up everything else the rest of the year, and we'll be unhappy. But that's okay, because we're all miserable bastards anyway. We are the internet wrestling community. We are all pissed off all the time, but leave WrestleMania alone.
Yeah. I mean, Rumble I'm okay with. That's
fine. That's not the big shebang.
What do you think the numbers are truly going to be next year since it's over there? Like
they're going to get their Saudi money. They ain't going to get a lot of anything else. I think they could get fisted for all I care. But I have better shit to do at 2:00 on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, or
11:30 or whatever the hell it is.
And I understand that, but you know what? It would be kind of nice to actually watch Mania a little earlier and actually be able to fully function Monday after the second night. That's about the only positive I see on that.
Hey, just learn to be like everyone. Just learn to be like Ski. Live on 30 minutes of sleep, occasionally some wicked weeds, maybe solid food every once in a while. I made it weeks running off of that, and I'm still here. I was 6 weeks ahead of schedule healing on this motherfucker. So, you know what? Let's just learn to be like me. Just run on hate and discontent and caffeine. And occasionally a nice, delicious sandwich, because sandwiches make everything better, except your waistline, but you can figure it out. It's okay. It's worth it for a sandwich. Everything's better with a sandwich.
Speaking of WrestleMania next year, do we feel that TKO leans more on the nostalgia, or are we actually going to give these up-and-coming young bucks a shot to actually shine? A mixture of both? I mean, we all know Saudi Arabia loves their nostalgia in more ways than one, that I haven't agreed on some of those decisions. And it keeps being said every once in a while. I hear it every once in a while. Rock and Roman. I honestly think they'll pull the trigger on it.
I mean,
somehow between now and
it's Saudi, so I mean, you pretty much have to give them what they want. Everything be damned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen them do some pretty odd matchmaking for those shows.
Yeah, let me tell you, the first decision they ever had to make to appease them over there was when Fiend lost to Goldberg, and I will never live that down.
Oh, yeah,
that was I feel one of the worst decisions. You had something going on that was so good, and then yep, and then it all went down with Bray
for Oldberg.
Yeah,
I mean, that was as dumb as stopping a Hell in a Cell match
because of a toolbox.
I mean, that was, I mean, like we stopped it. Like, you do realize that, like, they threw a man off of that thing, and then he fell through the damn thing, and he somehow found a way to come back. Like, we've done hellacious things. Okay, wait, no, dumbest decision. The red Hell in a Cell with the red light on during the match. That was absolute dumbest shit ever. But yeah, I don't want to think about Oldberg and Bray and everything he had going, and then there was just, why? Because now Oldberg has to win. Like, no, he could have beat anybody. You had to go and
if I recall that match when he won, there was not a very, very big pop. There was a lot of mixed.
Yeah, there was a lot of
crowd reactions.
You kidding me? Like, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. Like, it did. No. It was like Bray's last year on WrestleMania. No sells everything. Alexa breaks his heart. Kaboom, just like that. And we're like, huh.
Yeah.
Again, storytelling behind it was great. I'm glad he got to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, it was a good way to get him,
out of the character.
And he got shit canned very shortly after, if I remember correctly. But
yeah,
he's dealing with his mental health.
Definitely, yeah.
We're giving him time to heal, but if we get back to the moral of the story, I'm not even really looking forward to WrestleMania next year, just because they fucked up this one so bad.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like every time they do a show there's just, it wasn't as bad lately, but there's been a lot of just why moments in booking over there. So
exactly. And what scares...
I hope they do it right. But I mean, again, they're answering to, it's not just Vince being like, eat a dick, Sally, even though Vince was in charge with that whole Goldberg thing. But I don't know. I have no faith in it. I don't know if it's, I think TKO they should just stick to their side of it, and they should let, the people that have actually run a wrestling company and been in one for forever, they should let them do the wrestling side of it and control all of that. I think they stick their nose in, again, the Rock thing. Like, there's been a lot of just why moments lately where they're just like, hey, go. And I don't care if it's they stick their nose in, whether it's AI helping them do stuff, any of that weird stuff. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah. And I mean, like, a lot of these new superstars that are coming up that are just recently called up to the roster, we're at the point where, okay, we had the nostalgic part, but now we have guys like Roman and Seth that are now getting up there, and it's like it's an iffy situation. Are the ones, when we saw Stone Cold have his last match and Taker and all that stuff, and we're moving on, and we're still involved with Reigns and Rollins. They're up in their 40s now too, and it's like, do you feel that these ones that are coming up are going to be able to take it to the next level after guys like Roman and Seth? And these guys that are, punks up there in age, like, is it should we be that these new and upcoming are going to be able to carry that ball into the next generation of superstars? Because I can maybe count 10 to maybe a dozen that I feel that can, carry that on. And, you have your classics. I mean, Rollins and Roman were coming up to SummerSlam. The Last Ride, you know what I mean? Like that, I know that's going to be a barn burner. That's going to be great. I know that match is going to be great, just like the Braun and Rollins in the cage match at Night of Champions, which I feel was the match of the night. I'm not going to lie, but these guys are going to be kind of on their way out. And does WWE have enough to keep the interest? I mean, you're always going to have the kids. The kids are going to be kids are probably 80% of your market. You know what I mean? Or maybe not 80, maybe 70. And you got 30 that are, still watching it because they want to watch it. They want to see, they want to be what I call couch coaches, like in football, oh, maybe it'll go this way. And if you can, I feel as a fan and also as looking at it as a business aspect, or you can call me a mark, call me whatever you want. It's fun that I, can try and guess where they're going from a business aspect, but also still be a fan. And that line was never drawn before. I've got an 11-year-old that we're watching SmackDown or we're watching Raw, and he's going, oh, hey Dad, I think it might go this way because of such, like, Cody's coming up to face Sami Zayn again this coming night at Raw in Chicago. There's your plug, but then he's got Street Fighter coming up. So Sami, I would probably guess, retains. Does Roman keep the title, or does Rollins take it because Street Fighter's coming up? Like he looks at it at both, points of view, but still enjoys the product as a fan.
I don't even know who's going to be in Street Fighter. How about that? I pay so little attention to everything.
I know Reigns and Cody are.
I pay attention
as far as the wrestlers
to
are
nothing.
concerned.
I pay attention to nothing.
I mean, do you still enjoy it as a fan and looking at it as a business aspect, going kind of what if here and there?
I mean, occasionally, I mean, when I'm watching, yes, I will. It's just my brain doesn't turn off. Do I watch it as much as I, used to? No, but I mean, granted, a lot of the time, like, it's just timing. Like, I just don't have enough time in the day.
And it's like Days of Our Lives or Another World. It's the same crap, just getting recycled. Yeah, just different wrestlers.
And I mean, they have people that can carry the ball. I think they got a few that I think can do it. Do I think they're going to be as good as the old crusty bastards are? Especially with.
But then again, we say that
creative
with every,
and things. Yeah, we say it all the time. But I mean, when you look back at it, and I feel really old looking back at those three bastards in those black turtlenecks coming out that night for Punk forever ago with the Shield, like how long ago that was. But they're not going to be able to fill Seth or Roman's anything.
I mean,
they don't have that.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to all of. I mean, they could one day. A lot of them are really, really young, and it's nice to see them. Get called up to the main roster and keep their names, and let's say not get put in a funny helmet and kill the whole entire fucking gimmick and everything he had in 5 seconds. Not to mention Vince ideas. That's what he did to whatever the hell his name was. I couldn't cross. There you go. When he came up on Raw, we all went, "What the?" Like, hey, what? You just killed him in
and here's
3 seconds.
Here's another plug. MLW. I mean, Cross is doing great things in MLW. Yeah. I watch it Saturdays, and I don't consider that indie. Really, it's the in between. But I'm watching MLW. I'm watching Ring of Honor a little bit more. I go to local events. Me personally, I think it's more. I would say it's more personal, more believable in some of these. I don't want to call them lower end companies, but these other companies that are putting on great stuff. I mean, even the NWA stuff that some of these local guys that I go and watch every month are a part of. Watching that part of the journey, I honestly think some of the products better that's not televised.
Yep. I don't know. I was at NXT's takeover, the first one they did after COVID, outside of the state, Florida. Don't worry, I was there. You could see me. Just look at the asshole, look at the flashlight shining up with it. That was me.
Exactly.
The whole time. You could see me a lot that night. That was more fun than when I went to Raw in September.
Yeah.
Granted, we don't get pyro, so that just made it even fucking worse. No pyro in the building. Like, don't have Cody go up on the turnbuckle and do it a second time. What? If I don't get pyro the first time, what? I'm already mad. Then you have him go up there and, like, no more. Like, like what? No. Boo. And even without that, it was way less fun than Vengeance Day was, and I had more fun at, the show with you. I'm guessing it was Harrisburg. I don't like to give Harrisburg credit for anything.
Zembo Shrine.
I don't like to give Harrisburg credit
Ricardo
for...
Rodriguez, there's your plug.
I don't like, I don't like to give Harrisburg credit for anything, but damn it, I had more fun at that than I had at Raw. I mean, it's not hard to put on entertaining things when, you're just there for the sole purpose of putting on it. Like, once it goes to, like, Raw or TV, or, like, it just goes back to, like, Mania. Once it's all about the money, like, it loses its soul. And that's why I think, a lot of we'll just call them smaller ones, but, they're putting on great products that no one sees, but that's because they're not, feeding 9 million sponsors and just not worrying about the product. They're just trying to make all those cocksuckers happy. Like, 3LW was a blast. Raw, not. Guess what? Do better. WWE, that is. But you keep doing you keep thinking you're doing things. You keep doing your thing there in Harrisburg.
You're not paying much for a 3LW event, and it's just like they put more heart into it, I think.
Yeah, because they still, they're not answering to all, everything. They can actually, it's still their dream. They still absolutely love it. And they're trying to get, all of them, no matter what, they're trying to get, everyone's always trying to climb and get places. But, it's just the product hasn't been tainted by corporate greed and all of that. Corporate greed just sucks the life out of everything. And again, go to the local ones, but that was more fun than, I won't say it was more fun than Vengeance Day, just because, damn it, it was the first one after COVID that they did. I'm like, what, I'm going now. And I went, and that was a blast, even though I forgot the ECW title. It kind of made me sad, but I didn't even think about it.
You can't beat Nick Cage handing you Tarzan's stick and, telling you to burn it. Something personal, but like, that's what I love about those events. They'll get you involved. I've been involved in a couple couple things, and
what?
you know,
Ah, shit. Me? You. Take that home and burn that motherfucker. Take that piece of shit home and burn that motherfucker. I'm like, I could do that. I'm well qualified on incinerating wooden objects. Like, I know how to do that. And they came and took it back. That was, yeah. Tell you, I should have bolted for the door. Not much of a runner, but I can be when I have to be. And I had on the proper shoes. So, but you don't get to do that. I got to, Carlito.
Yep.
Showed someone a picture. They're like, did you, like when I updated and I put our picture with Carlito up on my Facebook thing, and they're like, did he spit in your face? I'm like, turns out I'm way too cool, bro.
Facts.
I wish I had like the thug life thing, I'm way too cool. Not really, I'm a miserable asshole, but I think, yeah, way more fun at Three Legacies. That was it's personable, it's close. People still care. People are learning their craft. People are owning their craft. People are helping others. People are showing up for photo op and to get in the ring, and even if it's only a little bit, but the Carlitos and even Nick Gage doing DDTs, which still didn't see.
Mind-boggling.
What did you take from it? I don't know. I said he dropped to do the DDT. I was like, I forgot. It's been a while since I've seen him do anything besides David Arquette's face and everything else. Like, but it's nice to see him there. Yeah, he's training with them all. He's doing the thing. Like, it's nice to see. Yeah. It's really cool because he does love it.
Returning the favor to knowing where they came from, and passing on that knowledge,
doing the right thing, for the next generation of folks. Why I said it so stupid, I don't know, but I like, it's really what it comes down to with the whole entire thing, as you're talking about, TKO versus Vince. Vince cared about the product, and it was the product, and let's not worry about any other nefarious things.
Even though we question some things, but I think it's
there were some nefarious things that happened.
Their grass isn't always greener when somebody else hands you more money.
Yeah. Vince, the product, and TKO's like just profit, even though they're just making buku
and
cash.
Honestly, I think the last, not to backtrack, but like the advertisements on the mat, I don't like them on the mat. Like, now I remember years back where Slim Jim every once in a while would be on the turnbuckle pads, but that was it. Like, now it kind of feels like UFC. I mean, it is TKO, don't get me wrong, but it just feels more, it doesn't feel more organic.
It lost its soul, and I always appreciated more, again, with UFC. Because, I mean, put the beer, put all that on, because, again, like you said, the thing could be over in 30 seconds with fight done. They're like, there's 20 less minutes of, damn it. Like, they could have 3 really quick fights, and suddenly, there's not as much time to, plug anything, because the show goes from hours to, like, goes from, like, 3-4 hours to an hour and a half. Suddenly you're going, oh, no. So I got it on the mat there, because it's it could end in 9 seconds. Suddenly, Brock Lesnar can come sprinting across the cage at you with a flying knee. No one knows what the hell's going on. I mean, I still thought that was one of the greatest things ever. And then Hannah tried to tell me, I'm like, I don't fear anything except for Brock Lesnar. She's like he's bigger. What? You can't move that. But going to a bar and accidentally bumping into him and knocking his drink out of his hand. I was talking to Walter about it. Walter's like, if I did that, I'd ask him how many people I had to knock out so I didn't die. I'm like, see,
the alpha male of our species.
That's the plan,
Thank you, Pat McAfee.
Like, he's the one fear. He's like, but he's bigger, so he should move slow. I'm like, you ever, what? Or I'm talking to Natalie at work when I told her the only thing, aren't you afraid of, like, I'm not afraid of nothing except for that man. And she looks at me and she's like, it's not real. Like, I'm out. Like, one day if you want to come over, I could show you UFC 100 and what he did to Frank Mir's face, which I still don't understand how that fight went as long as it did, because he's defending himself.
Yeah.
Not really. His arm was pinned behind his head and Brock was just throwing his toaster ovens, at his face. But, Brock Lesnar is just, like, he's very real. He's very, like, that scares me.
Great guy. Like, very, very, very generous. I saw a couple, maybe about a month ago, he was doing something and somewhere at, I can't remember where it was at, but, he's a generally nice guy.
Yeah.
He is a lot more interactive than what he was, just giving back to the fans. Which brings me to the next point.
He hates people, though. He hates the travel and he gets anxiety because of people. So I
understandable.
Get that.
Yeah. Oh, who doesn't?
I get that.
I mean,
yeah, I get it. Shit. So I get that side of him. So don't poke the bear, but he's a nice guy.
So since we're kind of all over the place, rubber match, Brock and Oba. What are we thinking? Hell in a Cell.
I mean, I don't know. I think that was the only thing I really actually talked to you about that night at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because you told me your theory, then Drew was telling me, and like this. I'm like, what? I was like, my running theory going into it. Yeah, not the greatest theory, but have like Oba just what did I say? Or did I say Brock just squeak out the win? Yeah, and then because we knew his the day was coming where we were getting very close to Minneapolis. Why I did that, like we're getting close. The time is ticking. I'm like, have him barely squeak out the win, then have, Oba call his ass out for a few months. Boom, match at SummerSlam. He just mauls Brock.
Retires.
He mauls Brock, and Brock goes off into the sunset. Like that was my running theory going in. He's like, why have Oba, Brock just steals it, like by the skin of his teeth somehow. What? It's not going to hurt Oba. It's Brock fucking Lesnar. Who hasn't been dropped by the man? Have Brock barely squeak it out so he could be like, you're really that close. For $9 million for all these months leading up to it, Brock shows up, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, gets the holy hell kicked out of him, and rides off into the sunset. And then, we had the whole, and then suddenly things got awkward. Granted, he seems happy to be back and doing that. I mean, he's come off as Brock still. I mean, so if he did actually try to retire there, and they're like, yeah, about that, pal, that could be, a bit awkward, but
yeah.
I'm okay with it. I mean, again, I just thought it would have been easier to have him squeak one out and then, give back to still make Oba look great, but squeak one out and then have Oba, have him just try his damnedest like he did in their second match, except have him not be able to put Oba down, and Oba then Hulk smash, and puts him over, and Brock goes off in the sunset that way.
Do we think titles involved? Do we think, and I know it's been going around. We all know Sammy's WWE champion. Does TKO pull the old Kofi with the Brock thing right before to make it for a title, or do you feel that Oba's not ready to do that yet?
I don't think he needs a title.
I don't think Oba needs it either.
He's the convenient size where he doesn't need the title. Like, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He can go around forever without it.
Yeah. And it sounds like him, I mean, given his character, will he get a title sometime? I hope. Like how they treated it. Yep, he's king of the ring. He was supposed to get a title shot. He's putting it to the side, so it's not fully out of the cards, which I get. I think they're trying to capitalize, obviously, on this rubber match at SummerSlam and maybe see how that goes. I mean, I would love to see him as champion, but I think it would be too soon. And then what happens when you try to take it off of him? Would he lose momentum? Which I wouldn't think he would, but I think it would be too soon.
I don't know.
I think they're trying to savor the flavor. You know what I mean?
They'd have to, I don't know, just how would they beat him too then? Because, I mean, like, he got put down by a weak-ass spear from, Ricky Saints, if I remember correctly. That wasn't a reference, but I mean, it's a pretty weak spear to be hitting someone the size of Oba and beating him for the title when you're the size of Oba's leg. Like, sorry, no one believed that. So how do you get the title then off of him if you give it to him in a way that actually means anything? He's, it was easy with, like, Brock, because there was still Cena, there was still Batista, there was still Taker. Like, especially when he came up, Rock was still there. Austin was kind of like Kane. Like, who the hell do they have that would be believable to dethrone Oba without it just looking dumb? That's the conundrum they have.
Or without throwing it in like a triple threat where he doesn't take a pin. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just no matter what. And then how do you believe that he wouldn't be involved in the pin? How would you get him out of the situation? Because if they put him on him, they just put themselves in that situation again. It was easier back in the day because, it was a land of big dudes that you could believe are knocking around other big dudes. They don't have anyone I feel that's like.
I mean,
Shawn Michaels.
besides Brock or Oba, I mean, the only thing else you have is Omos, and he's doing great in AAA. Don't get me wrong, everyone in AAA loves him down there. I think he's a better fit down there, but like. What bigger dudes do you have? You don't.
I mean, you got Bronson's at least kind of bigger.
Yeah. Which he's been getting, he's not so big, Bronson anymore.
Yeah. Braun, if he can go without hurting himself. I mean, but that's the problem with someone his size in this generation. It's just, if you put it on him, how the hell do you get him off of him without it just sucking? Without it sucking. Yeah. That's the simplest word. You can't do it without it sucking. NXT is one thing.
He's definitely over with the kids.
Yeah,
kids love him. The whole strut,
Who doesn't love gigantic dudes? Two big beefy men slapping meat. If I remember correctly, it's somewhere around there with Pat McAfee. But they don't have any other big beefy man that's their conundrum. If they could if another guy comes around, then you got to think even in like the whole wrestling landscape, all those dudes, like Brock's the dinosaur. Like everyone else is smaller cut dudes that aren't jacked and. Then there's Oba. I mean, do we smash? Do we break glass and pull Kane out?
The only other big dude is Mason Rook, which, I'm still trying to question that. I mean, I saw some of his, indie stuff. I mean, he's, for a big dude, he can move. Not gonna lie. He's very talented and he moves quick for his stature.
There's
But I
something
mean,
about
again,
his face.
honestly, I think them cutting his hair and going clean shaven was not such a good idea. But then you got Ivar,
Yeah.
you got other guys that, had that Viking look, so I get
don't know, but
part of it.
like the big thing, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's the best you came up with that's like Sean's Dookie brown pants. Those things. Those like, what the hell is that? Like, that's okay. What? Yeah, that's going to get him over. Again, nothing. He's big. He does have talent, but Jesus Christ, like first impression, I was like, I opened up Facebook and went, what the hell is that? Like, that's what oh, you poor soul. Like me without my beard. It's just not right. It's weird. It's creepy.
Yeah.
And the machine did it to him. Damn machine. I haven't talked about the machine in a while because it's not the machine. The machine got sold to a bunch of corporate sellouts, but anyway, they don't have anyone. I don't want the title anywhere near. It was like Brock and Goldberg. Fuck did they need the title for in that one? Like, that was dumb. They should have had it in their match, and you know who they are, and he's mentioned it repeatedly that after the build-up to all of that, the title should have been there, not, we have to put it on Goldberg. Why? So Brock can beat him, hold on to the title for the rest of eternity. Again. Like, they could have just beat the shit out of each other, and it would have been perfectly fine. There you go, Vince. See? TKO versus Vince. Don't worry, I'm finding dumb things that Vince did throughout the years. No matter how much I hate TKO. No offense. I mean, like, I shouldn't have had more fun at NXT TakeOver. I should have had more fun at 3LW. No offense to 3LW. I loved it. That was a blast. That was great. But, like, there was 1,000 times more excitement in that building than there was inside of a packed hockey arena for Monday Night Raw. Like, that was my thing. Like, I love 3LW. I hate what they've done to Raw. Because I'm like you. Guess what, people? Believe it or not, thankfully you can barely see any of the white hairs at this angle, but I'm old. And I remember going to Raw way back when with the sideways rectangle looking Titantron and Pyro, and we had a blast because it was just nonstop all the time. I went to SmackDown when they still had the fist. Blast. Couldn't complain one time. They did ECW taping right after it, which is funny that they taped SmackDown on Tuesday and then did ECW live. Like, that's like, I figured that would be the one that gets taped. But anyway, when did that? Blast. It was even for ECW and how fucking bad it was when Vince brought it back, when they still had just the door and all that. Like, but it was still fun. Like, Raw wasn't, like, people were just, like, the kids were excited to eat. Yeah.
Nothing still beats the 2300 arena, though.
Yeah. Thank you. But, like the product just isn't, I don't know why I keep going back to it, but you know what? Corporate greed. There we go. Vince cared about the product and not, pricing everyone out. TKO doesn't give a God blessed soul about any one of us. They just want our money. And the product be damned. Guess what? They can be damned. In fact, they are damned. All the way to a burning oblivion. He's so happy, isn't he? Welcome back, everyone. Fuck them. God, I hate them. How dare you turn off? Well, I mean, I did only charge you for like 8 seconds. But that's the big difference. The 3LW cares, and, they put all that stuff into it, just like, again, everyone else. There's other, whatever your local promotion is. Like, those guys with their little budgets are putting on, like, at least exciting, good stories, good matches. Are they necessarily as long as they could be? No, but are a lot of them students and trying to figure it out? Yes. So it's not going to be like this big 5-star slobber knocker, barn burner. There's some of them that do have that ability, but there's also some of them that are years further into training and figuring this out than some of them, so, but they still, they put on good shows with the little bit they have, and these guys have unlimited budgets, and it just sucks. I mean, it's 10 minutes of yeeting for a 3-minute match with more yeeting in the middle. It's commercial after commercial after commercial after commercial. I can't remember the last time I watched Raw, but I went, Jesus Christ, like, does there have to be this many? Like, holy balls, you're on Netflix. We don't need commercials, for the love of God. Which is why I prefer, all the other ones. I mean, I don't forget to watch, the NWA or, I get to catch bits and pieces of Ring of Honor just because this is the longest I've sat still.
Yeah, the nice thing about MLW and AAA, you can watch it on YouTube, which is free. You don't have to pay for it.
I just,
which is nice.
whenever I get to see bits and pieces, and they don't have the big budgets, and they don't have like, oh, look at all the, they're putting on better products, which a lot of the time is the case.
We want wrestling.
Yeah.
We could care less,
We're wrestling fans. Show me wrestling. The second I'm sitting through 10 minutes of ads, I'm going outside for an extended smoke break, and I'm going to be like, it's back on. Don't care. Like, they've turned me off. And, I mean, that's what it comes down to. Like, they don't give a fuck. Vince might have been a scumbag. He might have done a lot of nefarious, weird things. He might have made some of the dumbest booking decisions in the history of why are we even doing this. But product was...
Except the ever so infamous Gene Snitsky.
Hey, whatever you do, don't miss the baby. Don't worry, pal.
Roger that.
I'm an all-state punter. What? I'll kick the baby. Gene Snitsky. What? I don't give a damn what you say. What? It wasn't my fault. What? I would sit down and have a beer with that guy. Or probably 12 because he's still the size of a fucking house. But Gene Snitsky, that was as fucking odd as that was. It wasn't as bad as the Katie Vick thing.
That was, that one I can agree. That was very questionable.
Vince in the church, Shane that whole time with like Sean tagging with God. That's just That's still that was him sipping the holy water and Shane just like Jesus Christ. But I mean, some questionable things were had, but it still kept us watching. And this has been very lukewarm, just rinse and repeat. Even at least when they used to rinse and repeat, they found a new way to make it seem like they at least weren't.
Yeah.
I mean, they found some new, it's just this, and I hate steel cage matches. I've learned that through the years because what's the point? It's the same thing over and over again. Like Hell in a Cell, what? They'll get out. They'll climb it. They'll stop it. Like there's but steel cage is what it keeps everyone from getting in. Like
interesting though. The cage that was used for the last AEW event was round, which I thought was kind of interesting. Could have utilized it a little bit more, not as so far away from the ring, because they probably could have had some really cool spots. Like, it would have been just a little bit closer to the ring, but I kind of thought it was cool. I mean, I caught something on Facebook about it, but I was like, that's a different kind of concept. I mean, you had Elimination Chamber, which used to be round and ended up being a little bit more square, but like an open round cage like that. God, I thought that was kind of...
God, I went back and watched that, the first chamber. Like, Jesus.
So good.
They're talking about how bad, they're talking about it changes your career. No, it changed your whole life back in the day. There was not an inch of that thing that didn't suck. Yeah. And you got the backdrop over the ropes. What? You weren't landing on a pad over that steel. What? You were just...
No.
You were listening to Sean's back and going, please get up, please get up, please get up, please get up. You just came back from what? That's a good... Nope. That used to suck. Chambers scared the... I'm like, that... God damn. Oh, and the hand. Let's not forget about... It's a hand.
Yeah.
There's Briscoe like vomiting in the... Like, we're just like, what the hell? Just... They cut off Val Venus's PP.
Yep.
I mean, there was a lot of questionable things, but God damn, was it good. See, I'm scatterbrained, people. I can't help it. Well, we haven't talked about wrestling in 3 years.
Facts.
I'd ask Grok how long it's been since then, but I don't think I want to know how many days. We've crossed 1,000, I believe. Oh yeah, it's been a while, but I think AEW. I mean, I don't watch it. I don't watch really. I mean, I get bits and pieces because I never have the time to sit down for several hours and watch anything, especially since the surgery, because I only have one arm to carry things at work, so I have to work longer now to make any money. Anyway, I get bits and pieces. They do, but there's just so much badly rinsed and repeated stuff going on over there, Let's have the whole roster on the damn thing. Like it's very... Seems familiar. Seems like another company that kind of might have done that and spent a lot of money on all these former disgruntled WWE guys. And they're like, this lasted longer. I'm like, well, that's because the money isn't going anywhere. They're not getting bought by anything. They got, the oil money. They own fucking Wembley Stadium. They got the Jaguars. Like, family's going to have money forever. So it will keep being bankrolled no matter what, because they'll never run out of money. But they're doing a lot of similar things. And there's also so many times I can listen to MJF tell someone to fuck off. He's good at it, or watch Mox bleed because someone looked at him. Not as good as when they said Dreamer, actually sliced his, so gigged, that he actually sliced his head open with a Dorito one time just to get the boys to fucking laugh. I mean, that's actually kind of impressive. That's, but that's Dreamer. That was a different name. Like, I don't need to watch Mox bleed 13 seconds into the match. Like, congratulations, we get it. And I think that's actually I think it's taken away from the product, because blood used to be like something, it's like when it's every night, it's just
Yeah, it gets kind of
Loses
old.
it. It
Like
loses its.
when they first started out, and then you saw blood, you're like, ooh, and then it's just like, okay, and I feel like stuff like that should be not overutilized
Yeah,
because
it should
it
be.
does get old. It gets stale.
It loses its
Shock
meaning
value.
behind it. Shock value loses the meaning behind it. That used to mean things are real, things are getting. They really don't let. They say for special moments in wrestling, and now they use it like I use a plastic fork. Or like I drink Monster, or recently like I mixed peanut butter whiskey with grape soda because it tastes like a peanut butter and jelly, and I cut all the sugar out of the diet for the whole week until today because I was being a good boy, trying to be nice and slim down a little bit for today's beautiful event with the resident asshole because I still am one. I'm a lot nicer now, but enough about me. I like how other people use it lightly. The blood, like it's not like an
Yes.
every 5-second thing. Like I think that it's lost its luster because of that. Because again, like whenever you saw Foley and like Triple H, like when they had their thing, blood, that was trying to get Hunter over, make him look like he was a hard ass. It was used for proper things to build people and get what they need. It wasn't just, like fucking sandwich here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
I do love a sandwich, but I think they've kind of killed blood, the meaning behind it all with how much they do it. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, I really haven't watched. I mean, I think years and years ago, had to be years ago, when I turned Hulu back on and I was trying to catch up on everything, and Hannah walked in the room and AEW was on. She's like, "Hi, trying to catch up on AEW?" I'm like, forgot I turned that on. Like I was that disinterested right away. Like it just.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from the wrestlers because they have great wrestlers. They put on great matches, but like they're rinsing and repeating things that have proven they shouldn't be rinsed and repeated.
Yeah. Performance wise, the matches are great. Like you don't need to do it all the time. If you can tell a story without it, I think the product is more appealing and it's more fresh. It's not, again, repetitive.
Yeah. Like the shit coming out of my mouth today.
Will Ospreay, phenomenal wrestler. Very good. I mean, and there's a whole slew of guys that are over there, that you don't need to bleed. Just wrestle. Give us
Like they just do too much of that stuff when they know how to wrestle, and WWE is too worried about 9 hours of talking with 12 minutes of matches. Like they've taken the wrestling out of it a lot for people doing this and ads, and AEW has great matches, but they just add too much stupid shit to it, which takes away from it. And that's my take. God bless all the ones that are, I hate saying smaller, but I mean the little fellas. Because, Ring of Honor
the ones
is a
who
little
care.
fella. TNA, they're still around, right? Whatever the hell they're called now. Whatever they're called nowadays, they're still, doing their thing.
I watch TNA. I mean,
they put on good products.
It's very well balanced.
Yeah.
Same thing with AAA and MLW. Yeah. Very well balanced.
Thanks, Taker. Shout out to Mark Calloway. He'll never see this, so I don't care if JBL says he still calls him Undertaker every time he sees him. I'm never going to see him. I don't matter that much. So, but those guys are putting on great shows. The indie guys put on a lot of great shows again. But again, some of them are a lot of students trying to figure out their craft with experienced guys. They bring people in from other things to come in and work with them. So I mean, you're not going to get 5-star matches every single one of them, but you do progressively see them get better as they keep doing it more. And they can put down, and they have people in all those places that can put on barn burners that have it at a very young age and can still do it. So you're still going to have a great time. It just cuts all the bullshit out.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you. I'm too old for bullshit.
So current gen superstars, anyone as far as that's on the NXT roster or just got called up that you kind of see? My two biggest ones are Trick and Mello. I think they wrestle very well together. Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes. They're about to have another U.S. title match that I think hands down is going to be really good. You got the women's division. A lot of women called up in the recent months, which I'm just going to kind of go down. You got Julian, you got Tatum. Tatum's still in NXT. She's not on main roster yet. Monroe called up. Kiana, Fatal Attraction.
Who thought she'd be the one that would survive?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting.
Who thought that out of those original three?
It's an interesting.
JC made it.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Sorry, not Fatal
I don't know why they call up
Fatal Influence.
Whatever.
My bad. Fatal.
Whatever
Influence.
the hell it is. I just don't know why they called so many up. Like Kiana doesn't need to be there. They do it. historically they call up weight like men. Like there's a lot of places you could stick them: U.S. title, Intercontinental title, tag titles. There might be more women's titles now, but not really.
Yeah.
Like not enough to call
more
up
titles, but too many superstars, not enough storylines to justify.
Yeah, like you're calling up like 7, 8, 9 of them. Like that's great. You're only going to give like 2 of them anything to do.
Yeah.
Why don't you let them stay down there where they could still like do something besides just waste like the I've
like,
never liked it.
Why not women? And I don't think they've ever had it, but didn't NXT at one point have women's tag titles? I don't remember, because I think they were utilizing the women's tag team titles between main and NXT, but you could really utilize more of your women's division in NXT instead of calling a whole bunch of up to, see the sink or swim method. But,
Yeah, I always think that's really dumb. I think, I still can't believe Jace is the one that made it. Anyway, and done it well, so good for her. But I've never liked how I don't like when they call men up. Some of them I thought they've done pretty goddamn dirty. They've done real dirty to some of the men that they've called up. But I never liked, just because the women already, I feel, get underutilized a lot as it is. Like, so why do we need 6 more of them that we're never going to fucking see? Like, hey, they're here.
Except in a Royal Rumble match.
Yeah. Like, so they're like, I forgot about you and you and you and you. And hey, there's you too. Not to be confused with the band.
Yeah.
Take that, Bono. But I never liked them calling up as many women as they do, just because, again, I always felt they were underutilized. There's not enough. There's only so much that they can do, and there's only so many spots that they could do, and they still have, Tiffy Time and Charlotte and Becky. And,
if you think about
all of those people.
Yeah, the ratio, I think the only ones I can remember that were just called up was Hendry, which he came from TNA, and Ricky Saints. Those are the only ones I really recall. And Ricky Saints started out a little slow on the main roster, but I think he's getting his footing with the whole U.S. title picture. The match between him and Trick Williams, I thought was decent. It kept my attention, and again, Saints coming from another promotion, got his feet. I think he got his feet well wet enough in NXT.
Yeah.
I think if NXT would have kept him too long, it would have got stale. So I think the timing with him was right, and he's going in a direction I feel that he can and will improve.
Yeah.
But women, there's too many. Like, I think
there's way too many.
Yeah, not knocking it, the women's division, just, you got to kind of, find the checks and balances of, how are you really going to utilize everybody?
Yeah, like you can at least figure something out when they're
I know they're
there.
Crossing some over with AAA. I know Lola Vice is, the tag team champs with Iguana, the whatever the technical title is, the
whatever
whatever it's called. Yeah.
Interspecies,
something like that, or whatever. Yeah, which I think is I think it's a cool idea. Having tag teams like that. They had the what was it? The Mixed Match Challenge. Like now they're utilizing actual titles in AAA. I don't think,
which I think is good.
Or intergender tag team champions, I guess would be whatever.
Well, he's
called.
Just an iguana, so well.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it's intergender, but Mr. Iguana, what? It's interspecies. Yeah. It's interspecies. I think that it's a really good thing. Again, it utilizes. It's a good way to you could use more people to do that without having to do some weekly
you had
YouTube
Ray
thing.
Phoenix. You had Ray Phoenix last night defend the AAA Cruiserweight title on SmackDown. Like they're you know what I mean, to keep the different types of crowds interested.
It's a smart move. It's good for business. It lets more people be utilized, because they can just pop up and, hey, boom, what you can put on a great match, and it keeps it fresh. It keeps everybody happy. Not everyone's going to like it, but there's going to be people that are really going to like it.
Yeah.
Which is good. It gives everyone the mix of everything to make a proper, show, which is like, how the hell did it work in the Attitude Era? Like when they had we had the light heavyweight title, and people were still interested.
Yep.
Like everything was interesting and everything mattered, every single title. And I feel a lot of them in recent years have just kind of been there. I think, again, Mello and Trick, they're always good together. I'm going to burn that motherfucker down. I don't know why I just stopped cussing one time today, but I think I don't know. I think they're doing good things, and I think they're doing a lot of bad things. I hate calling up so many women. Again, call me whatever you want. They're not going to get utilized. They shouldn't.
Yeah.
But at least they've never, called anyone up to the main roster that was a female, made them like the #1 draft pick. Hero. They signed their main roster contract, and they released him a week later, so the non-compete went from 30 days to 90 days. Yeah. Hi, Vince. I didn't forget that one. Like, oh, they signed their main roster contract. Now they have to wait 2 more months before they can. Like, that's a dick move. And look what they lost with it. As they try to bring it back, it was not the same without him. I'm sorry, but it wasn't. No offense to anyone, it wasn't good without him. It was great when he was in there. And then they brought it back while he was doing his thing in AEW, and, well, it wasn't good again. Like, in fact, it was kind of sucked. No offense to them.
Well, I've got
crazy.
One more. I've got one more thing
everywhere.
on my docket. How do we feel about title defenses? Because I'm looking at as these guys hold on to it for, I think Liv Morgan's been 75 days and no title defenses. Does less title defenses make it better? Does it make it worse? If you got a good if you got a good story build, then I understand that. But like, whatever happened to a title had to be defended at least every 30 days? Or is there not enough storyline material to justify every 30? I mean, like, look, we've got Cody facing Sammy this Monday. Like, boom, like right after Night of Champions. Like, but then yet you have, I get Rhea, she's injured from what I've gathered. Yeah. Okay. They're trying to save her for SummerSlam because it's Rhea. But, like, again, Liv Morgan, 75, at least 2 months, I know, and just no defenses.
Jade doing nothing for the longest time.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
I think
that's a subject for another time.
Story. I think personally, hopefully everyone can hear this loud and clear, I think it takes away from the overall title and the luster, the meaning behind it. It's the biggest title in the world. That's why you're defending it every 6 months. There's people that literally get punched in the face in the UFC.
We had Night of Champions, and there was 2 title matches?
Remember, it used to be every title. Every title. Granted, there's a lot more titles now, so it might be a little harder, but it shouldn't be a majority non-title matches. Like, that's.
I think the
it's
one
a
that's
stupid idea a bad idea from stupid creative. In fact, it was a terrible idea. I think the one that's
been defended the most has been the Intercontinental title this year. Well, Penta, he's a fighting. Yeah, look, when Gunther was Intercontinental champion, he had a ton of defense, at least once every 30 days, if not maybe twice, if I recall correctly.
Like, they should defend him more. It takes away from the title. And I think, if they're, again, Rhea, like, stuff like that, if they're hurt, well, I put air quotes there, that they're trying to drag it on so they could be, so they could still, like, I get that if you don't want to drop everything you've been, all the plans suddenly, like, if they can milk their way to a certain point and then start going again, I get that. That's okay. They've done it before. Yeah. Like, this is completely, we need to get to this point. Cool, let's figure it out. I get that. That's okay for not defending it. We've seen that throughout, lots of people do it.
You've had things like Rollins, when he did get legitimately injured, we had to drop it, there's, we understand that, which, don't get me started on that. Ugh. It was a shame. It was a damn shame. That's all I have to say. What if Balor never got hurt?
The funny thing is about that? Who reaped all the benefits from that? The guy that missed time to throw by a fucking mile. Bastard popped his shoulder back in and finished the match. Like, for the love of God. And how many real chances has he had since then? None, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Anyway, but injuries, I get. People, things happen. We all know things happen, especially in that business. Things happen. People get hurt. They have to drop things, or they milk it out till they get to a point where they can drop it because, they have to make it a few months for the story. I get it. Like, if you can do that and you're not defending it, that's okay. But if they used to be able to have that many titles and be able to create storylines for all of them to where everything was always popping and going every 30 days, like, you could do it now.
Yeah.
Everyone should be going all the time.
Or here's an idea. What if Night of Champions could be another 2-night event where you could defend every title and you mix in both the men and the women? And you could, or have an event that, just that alone, and, even still have the King of the Ring final stuff and Queen of the Ring final stuff. Like, you have plenty of titles and you can, even if there's no story behind it, put people together that would have good chemistry and put on a barn burner, a hell of a match. You know what I mean? Like, I remember Night of Champions, a lot of the earlier Night of Champions PLEs or pay-per-views, whatever you want to call them, You know, some of the stuff wasn't even storyline basis. Like you're number one contender because you beat this guy. And now you're going to face this guy. And it was a hell of a match. It didn't, at that point, it didn't matter to me. I just wanted,
good matches.
It's called Night of Champions for a reason.
Night of two champions. Night of two. I think, again, is it disrespectful to say it's lazy writing? Probably, but like, Jesus Christ, you put all the titles there. Do something with them. Not just where the hell has that person even been? Like, I'm tired of world champions. Like, I'm sorry, I forgot they were. Why? Not like we've fucking seen them. Yay! Like, I think that's really dumb. Like, if they did it for all those years when everyone was like 3 sheets turned up and they made every single thing matter from the little cruiserweights. Sorry, the light heavyweights. Hell, at one point when they split the shows, dear God, there was a light heavyweight title, there's the cruiserweight title all the way up, and everyone had stories and they all mattered at all times.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard to get people that give a damn to write all this up. Like, you can. I mean, I know TKO's cheap, but Jesus Christ, bring in more than 3 guys sitting in a room. I'm sure there's more than 3 guys sitting in a room, but, like, for the love of God, like, you can do it. You can make people care. You can care about more than your fucking profit margin, which is ginormous last time I looked, but screw it while I'm here. Let's see what their numbers look like, shall we? Because they suck. I think that's taken away from a lot of the product, which hurts my soul, but I mean, what are we going to do about it?
Also hurts the performers.
It hurts, like, it's not.
Yeah, it's a big snowball.
It's not as good as, oh, look at that, total gain, 15.6%. Oh no. Let's see, just because, why? Annually. Oh, look at, see? Net profit. Okay, so you lost $35.2 million in 2023. I'm pretty sure that's when you got it. But let's see, revenue. Here's the big one, though. I mean, they made $9.4 million in net profit in 24. They made $195.4 million net profit in 25. Can never imagine how they got an extra $190 million.
Sponsors.
And they took over. Revenue 2022 was $1.14 billion, then $1.67 billion, then $4.88 billion. Last year they made $4.74. Like $3 billion profit, like jump. Like, you guys can stop being, they're down 4% today. Cool. But you guys can stop being such greedy bastards and hire people and not worry about you jumped $3 billion. What more do you want? And we can get writers. We can get people that are creative. And we saw Road Dogg say it sucked the soul out of them. Like, all the people that are leaving, it's just not what it used to be. It's not the same thing. You can tell you're corporate writing and you're doing it. I think the TKO should just get fisted with cornstarch, keep the fuck out of it, and let people that actually know wrestling worry about the wrestling. Stop sticking your nose in it. And then we won't have a random Rock moment, John Cena heel turn that 10 minutes before WrestleMania, and then suddenly we get whatever his fucking dumbass name is coming out, and like that was it.
Travis Scott.
There you go. See, I was right. It was in my head. Why they'd have him come anyway is just, with all the baggage he has, is mesmerizing. But
and don't get me started on the whole Pat McAfee with the Randy Orton stuff.
That was dumb. That was super.
You had the story already there from the history from. Yeah.
We got to get Pat in there.
You did not need that.
Throw Pat in there. Why? Why? Like, really? No, why? You don't need
Pat everyone McAfee. Was thinking, oh, it's going to be Cowboy Bob Orton, which would have made total sense.
Yeah. Like, you
even had Ted DiBiase there in the crowd. You could pay him like $50 and he would have been like, yeah, sure, I'll do something.
Like, that was so dumb. I already checked that off that's out of my reality. I tried to pretend that didn't happen. Like, that was like, wow, look at all of his audience. Like, what? Legacy, the end. It's over. There's the story. Generation after generation with multi-generation superstars. He was under Randy's fucking wing at one point. There is a history. And we threw stupid in there. Thank you. See, that's just as dumb as anything Vince ever did. There's 2 giant middle fingers in 30 seconds of conversation, even though I'm pretty sure that was more like 5 minutes. But the Cena thing with The Rock, no fucking reason. Pat McAfee, just no fucking reason. I don't know. Like, that was just for a nowhere near slow count and an RKO. I'm like, you could have found anyone else to do that. Like, can they irritate people like Pat? Probably not. But you had to find someone that could irritate someone. Yeah. Like, for the love of God. And I forgot all about that. Thank you, God. That was so dumb. Randy should have won, by the way.
Yeah.
Randy should, it's Randy. And where the hell has he been since then? Drinking pina coladas and hanging out at the gym.
Well, supposedly, I guess right before he was a little banged up. I'm not too sure how true that is, but
Well,
he is
'cause
getting up there in age, and he's how many surgeries and all that kind of guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
Randy Orton
you
here,
do a
what?
cutter. You do a cutter for so many years. I mean, look at DDP. Cutters are
Like,
not probably the smartest move, but if you have noticed, not to go off on a side tangent, but when Randy is doing it, the other superstar is arm underneath now to kind of, which is should have thought about that about 10 years ago, but
no. Well, I mean, Randy 10 years ago compared to Randy now. Not as bad as Randy at the beginning, giving us weekly updates on how, he's recovering from a shoulder injury, and then that was great.
Still one of my favorites.
He wrecked his motorcycle and broke his collarbone, but don't worry, he's still set. Nothing. Jesus Christ, but Jesus Christ.
Who is that had grabbed? Oh, it was Steiner, when Steiner was going out for the match. And he's like, I'm only certain percentage healed. I'm not 100. Like, he gave like a number while Steiner was like about to choke him. That stuff, like that irritable stuff.
Like that was
movie gold.
Randy was on. Damn Randy back then. Randy should have been fired about 117 times, but shout out to Randy. Is probably one of the very few people that got good luck with your future endeavor in the Marine Corps. And I think it worked out pretty good for him, but
Yeah.
And there was that time where he was just worried about RKOing people, like out of nowhere. Wasn't like, look, he's coming through the crowd, or they have trick photography. We don't see him coming in there to do it. It's like, well, you're going to do it, but you're going to do your thing. What?
Or randomly coming in and kick punting, people in the head.
Hey, I think Ric Flair got it the best though.
Yeah, that was.
Hey, but what? Turn off the lights. What? Turn them off. What? We're okay. We don't need to see.
He's too old.
Let's turn off. What? He's going. Lights out. I'm like, can't. What do you know? What? So we don't have to see Rick take that bump. But Randy was out there just like he should have won. Anyway. Moral of the story, how long he's been there, and how good he still is, and how terribly he treated himself for a very long time. Randy should have won. No offense to Cody, but I was over the Cody thing a long time ago. And once Pat got involved, I'm like, he's not winning. But there's something dumb, followed by more dumb, and then Cody's gonna yep. And then guess what? There was dumb, there was more dumb, and well, I think the match was over within 5 seconds after that. So, which was dumb. Whoever came up with that, dumb.
I mean, what you could redeem yourself with is somehow Sammy retains this Monday, Orton gets involved, sets up SummerSlam, something to redeem that, which I that would be cool. I mean, SummerSlam's a 2-night event. I mean, what else can they cram in? 3 weeks? Yeah,
Randy.
About a month.
Have Randy come out and just start punting people.
Yeah, just
boing.
Yeah. You could really and I feel the title does not need to be involved with Randy or Cody. Given that it was a title match at Mania, but they could still put on a hell of a match without any title. You already have the story. Bam.
Yeah, but I mean, hell, whoever wins or loses, yay! Let everyone celebrating. They're on their knees, happy, and suddenly he's just
yep.
Okay, what? The fuck did he come from? What? It's supposed to be an RKO out of nowhere, not a punt kick out of nowhere. What? It's kind of weird to punt kick someone out of nowhere. Just doing, he goes for a Cody cutter, suddenly Randy's there to catch him. Hi. Crunch. RKO. I'm gonna counter your cutter with how he'd pull it off from that angle, I don't know, but it's Randy. He can figure it out.
Still
he didn't kill Evan Bourne.
Yeah, that's one, but then the best one I still think was Rollins going for the stomp.
Oh, yeah, that, I just want to know how the hell he got, dear God, when he came off of Randy's head. Holy balls. I still don't understand how and you see Randy just, he can come down now. Dear God, he was I still don't understand it. How did he spring him? How did you jump high? And Randy obviously didn't fling you with his fucking head 30. He was up there.
I think Rollins was quite off of right below his neck on his back. He got some really good height on that.
He got, I know, but Randy couldn't have put that much, that dude got, dear God. And you're sitting there he's actually standing there wait. Randy has to wait. You're how the hell did you get that high? You stop and smoke a cigarette, drink a beer. I mean, it's going to come down sooner or later. I could still see that one in my head.
Yeah.
Because every day at this time, I'm how the fuck did he get that high? How did he get that high? I know, that's a hell of a spring off of someone.
Yeah.
You know how hard he had to stomp on put his foot into his back to be able to shoot himself 8 feet? He was, there was a solid lot of feet in between him and Randy. that was Evan Bourne still wins because we're just like, no, he's not. Like, that could have easily killed him. Randy's like, he's just out of nowhere. Like, that was where it all started. But how Seth got 40 feet in the air, I mean, it wasn't 40, that mother was up there. In fact, I might go out there right now as Netflix took their money from me, those bleeding bastards, and watch that. Because you know what? Just like, why are you watching WrestleMania? Just this one part. Just fast forward. Like you still get, like, you could literally see Randy just
watching it on.
Yeah, like he's just like you could see like very random, like very. How many times have we seen Randy like just like, I mean, you could see him just come down like hurry up. How did Randy, good on Randy for not breaking character? Because I know if I like Jesus Christ, like he was up there. And then again, I think like, how hard did he push off of his back? Like you had to stomp it. Like, no wonder he was probably confused, amazed at how high you got, and pissed off all at the same time, because that couldn't have felt good. But no one should be able to plant one foot in something like, oh, like that was amazing. That was some Super Mario shit.
That's right.
Back before Seth, yeah. Hell, don't forget that whole entire, Monday Night Messiah shit. That was kind of,
yeah.
And the eye thing. He's had a lot of phases. I am still butthurt, though, when he cashed in on Punk, because, well, I'm crippled. Oh, I was just kidding. No, I'm not. I'm like, you miserable prick. What? I am crippled. What? I take offense to you pretending to be handicapped. Some of us are actually.
I have to say, Rollins, hands down, reinventing himself. I mean, I've liked everything he's done. Kind of reminds me. I don't try to compare apples to oranges, but I mean, the man that's reinvented himself the most, obviously, Mr. Jericho. But
yeah, but all of his stuff is just the same thing anymore to me. The learning tree, look at
that. To me, that was kind of funny.
I mean, yes, but it was a bunch of guys that none of them got over in any of your groups. Like, you just it didn't help anyone. Is kind of my theory. Or maybe I missed something, but he is good at reinventing himself.
Even Taker with the times, being able to adapt. Let's not say reinvent. I would say adapt to the product. But I would have to say definitely Taker's one. Rollins would be my second. Jericho would have to be third. I don't get me wrong. I've loved all of Jericho's stuff from WCW the whole way through, but those three guys, I mean, the most reinventive, I feel.
Yeah, they've been very good about it. They've done, and other people have had multiple faces that they've done and all that, but they always stuck to them. Like, I mean, Kane Unmasked was, he didn't even reinvent the wheel. They just let the training wheels off, and he was lighting people on fire and all kinds of cool stuff. Electrocuting Shane McMahon's testicles. I mean, we were like, God damn, where's this guy been? Like, but it wasn't real. I mean, was it reinventing? I did like that.
It was a shock at first when he had the unmasked. We were all shocked and we're like, this is going to go nowhere. And then, boom.
Throwing people in, like,
throw some chains and a towel over his head, and he's nuts.
Like, and he's like, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was good, but he didn't get, then he was just goat face, him and Daniel Bryan, like, that was good to see him do that, but it was all still Kane. Yeah. So Jericho, he's continuously done it. Seth is smart enough to keep going. Triple H always found a way to. It was always like pretty much the same thing. Fine, DX. I still liked the second time.
Yeah.
I thought it was even funnier the third time.
Even with keeping it PG. Yeah. That was.
I think, Sean and him doing it. And then when, he brought in X-Pac and all them, I'd say that was the second iteration of DX. And then when Sean came back with Stan, poor Stan. God bless the paper flip. Like he timed that.
And for those of you who don't know, that was Sean Spears, by the way.
Yeah.
A very young one. Yeah. Very young one.
I just kicked Stan. I walked down the hall kicking everybody with papers flying. That wasn't Mr. Fuji. Yeah. And because Sean's involved, that really is holy shit. Yeah. That was glorious. 2 words for you. Look up. Like, it was still hilarious. Like, dad joke hilarious, but it was good.
Yeah.
So good on DX, because, all 3 iterations were completely different iterations. We had Unhinged.
Yeah.
Then, we got X-Pac and all that, which we learned why X-Pac shouldn't have a microphone, because, no offense to Sean. I know he has his podcast and all that. He's doing well, but him back then, that was just weird. And I hate the Bronco Buster, but Taker intelligently adapted as he had to. That character kept evolving all the way till the end. I did like the American Badass, though. That was I
liked the Kid Rock American Badass.
Yeah.
That That was my probably.
But, Limp Bizkit rolling at Safeco Field, American flag.
Yeah, okay.
Tally-ho, here we go. Never thought I'd be giving a shout-out to Fred Durst ever, but that was good. Even though if you look at the people performing in the band, I mean, that was a mishmash of people. I'm pretty sure Head from Korn was playing guitar. Like, that's okay. Yeah,
even
it was good.
Even Big Evil, still hands down the big match with Jeff Hardy. That's definitely one of my.
That's I go back and watch that one. That's one of my I go back just because he's got to kill him. I'm still standing, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean you're still.
If you ever get a chance, the podcast Stone Cold did an episode with him going through his all his stuff, but that was a big thing where
that was the defining thing.
Jeff learned to slow down because of Taker being slow and methodical, and Jeff was going 100 mile an hour. Big learning experience for him.
And Taker did. I mean, that was beautiful storytelling.
Yeah,
I still wish I could have been in the room when they told Taker he's going to be in a ladder match like that. Huh? Okay. What? And Jeff took the beating of a lifetime. He just he can touch it. Like Taker's going to show up at some point. Oh, look, he's flying again. And he landed that choke slam awkwardly, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then he got knocked down. I'm still standing. Jesus Christ. But Taker made him that night. I mean, we all knew what he had, but Taker managed to live through a ladder match, which, again, I wish I was in the room. Like, you're in a ladder match. Pardon? No. And he doesn't do ladder matches, but that was good, yeah. Watch that match. I don't even remember what Raw was on, but it was a long time ago, but Taker, Jeff Hardy, ladder match. That's a beautiful story.
It was back in 2002 because Jeff left in 2003.
It was a painful story, but it was a beautifully put together story.
Yeah.
And the fact they never hit the motorcycle. They sure got really, really, really close to that motorcycle. I mean, they're going to hit it. Like, please don't hit it with a ladder. Please. And they didn't. And sadly, Jeff, succumbed to, some vices and fucking fire me. Okay, bye. Toodaloo. Okay, what? But he got his title run. I really didn't.
And he finally got his stuff together, which some take longer than others.
For now. No, that's not anything against Jeff.
Yeah.
Some people, sooner or later, they need to go and they get I hope it lasts forever, but I'm going on the side of history. And history says, I just hope it doesn't. But I mean, he's got his family and all that, so he has good reasons to do it. He's got Ruby, he's got all that stuff. And again, I think that them going to AEW is just guaranteed ending how it did.
Yeah.
Like he was in his first match where he did a swanton off of a ladder and landed on the steel steps. Yeah, that's not going to cause any problems at all, ever. No, that felt great. He's been known to handle these things well. His body's getting older. Let's do that right out the gate. I'm like, oh, look, DUI. I wasn't surprised. I saw that first. I'm like, I'm not watching them in AEW anymore. Why? That's how we're starting?
Yeah.
Not going to get any better. It's just going to get more painful.
They're a lot safer. It's a lot safer now in TNA. So
yeah, and they get to be creative and Willow's back and
still get the cross brand with the which is nice.
Which means we get to do the Matt's broken again. Like they get to actually be creative and not just stuck to the old Hardy Boy shtick. They get to do things which I think is better for both of their brains and especially Jeff's because Jeff's always been Jeff could have been great at he could have been great at whatever the hell he did it. He didn't need wrestling. He's just really fucking good at it.
Yeah. Yep.
He was always the charismatic one out of the brothers.
Very, very artistic. Heck, he has his own music out there.
He has music. He's got paintings. He had his sculpture things, tattoos. Like the man doesn't stop. If only we could have combined Matt and Jeff into one Hardy, they'd have taken over the world.
Yeah.
Or if Jeff had the business give a fuck of Matt, he would have been like a 73-time champion. But he got his moment. I was happy he got his moment.
Yeah.
It's not goodbye forever. He did almost drop off the side of the ramp that night at WrestleMania, though, when they came back out. That was... Watch him go down the ramp, guys. You even see his face go, you were skipping around and went, oh, no. Man, that was like a fucking 20, 30-foot drop. Hey, the Hardys are back, and Jeff fell off the ramp. Yay! That would have been glorious.
Still one of the biggest pops
at
WrestleMania. I was actually downstairs with my wife's cousin, and we marked out so loud. She heard us on the third floor, came downstairs and going, what the hell is going on?
Yep. I don't make noise. I don't mark out, but I think there was a few.
That was the
They
probably the
might have got
biggest
the fist bump.
markout I've ever.
Nah, like fuck yes, yeah. But like, and they were outside.
Yeah.
Like they got that big, like that. As Biggie said, that was a pop. No offense to the New Day, but Hardy Boys came out with that was like, I was like, dear God. You thought Cody got a pop. Hardy Boys came back that night. That was like when the gong used to go off. You know, like Taker's music would cue around WrestleMania time.
Three biggest pops. That Edge coming back at the Rumble, and obviously, as always, MSG, Triple H. Top three.
When you hear them continuing, when you hear them turning up the music and headset, like, but we can't hear anything. Like, it was fucking loud. I still have it on a VHS tape somewhere. Will I ever be able to watch it again? No, but is it there? Was I smart enough to hit record that night? Yes, I was. So pat yourself. But that was the loud. That was a Edges does. I can't watch Edges though. Makes me feel. That's gross.
I shed a tear. I ain't gonna lie. I cried like a baby.
My eyes welled up just as much as his were before he had to lower his head in his hands so he could do the whole so he could do it. He was like, he's gonna lose it. My head comes back up. I'm like, there's the Edge we all know and love. But you saw it, but like for a minute there, I'm like, he's not gonna make it, but he's gonna cry, he's gonna bubble. Nope, he's back, which was nice to see the emotion on his face. I still get all that tingly shit up my spine and everything when I see it. My eyes are all like, you should. I'm like, no, you shouldn't. Don't make me punch you. I just punch myself in the eye just to make it stop. But yeah, those still give me the chills because that one was like the last real one, just because, I mean,
that was the last one that could actually hide.
Yeah, that was, but like, because we all thought it was over. I did think it funny, though, with all the documentaries he did for WWE after. He's like, what, I'm happy with it. I'm good. Why? Because I didn't have to make the decision. When, like, yeah, you're not. See in a few years. What? You're lying. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Why? Because at least sure, pal. God, I hate to sound like Vince. Sure, pal. But yeah, you're not okay with it. What? That's your thing, and it's suddenly gone. What? You might say you're okay then, but give it a few minutes. I did love when he had his surgery and all that, and he told Beth that his headache was gone. Like, I didn't know you had a headache. Me neither. But it was there for that long. It just hurt all the time, and you didn't even notice it.
At least him and Cage got their last tag title run together. That's
good.
Wish it could have been somewhere else, but hey, I'll take it where
But that comeback was, and then, Vince went and ruined it because, so we had to go and redo part of a match and might have tore his tricep, might have tore his tricep off the bone, which, that was a good start. Thanks, Vince. See? Another thanks, Vince. But him coming back was glorious.
Yeah. So glad it happened. So glad it happened before COVID, because that would have just been,
Him coming back to no one that would have pissed me off. But I didn't think he was, yay. But it was like my shoulder. Like, and he said he didn't realize he had it. Like, I didn't either. I didn't. Like, my shoulder. In 3 days, I'm like, it's fixed. Like, everyone's like, how do you know? Because, dear God, does everything else hurt? Like, it's all back. You know what the worst thing is? It hurt worse than my shoulder ever did, which makes me go, how bad was it actually? Why? Because this all hurts way worse than that did, but I didn't feel any of this because of that. It's one of those moments. Who cares? Moving on. That pop was pure brilliance. Then he went, communist. I'm retiring. No, you're not. No, you're not. The contract is still there sitting if I decide I want to wrestle again. 10 minutes later, found him. Shocker. It should have been with the machine, but you look gassed. Look, I'm still going. It never stops. But we'll do it more frequently. Hell, I might even get on here and rattle whatever I want to rattle whenever something irritates my soul.
I'm also thinking SummerSlam weekend, maybe predictions on Friday and a recap that next Saturday of both nights. Maybe give it some grades. What could have been, what should have been. Definitely want to do this a lot more. It's a good outlet for me now that I don't have so much of the stress, and you know what I'm talking about, but no one else does. But we'll just keep it at that. Also, thinking about plugging Red Rose Rumble, September 12th. If you're in the local area, 3lwtix.com. There you go, Jesus. Ricardo, trying to plug
Please
that.
Tell them what area.
Yep. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Penn Medicine Park, or if you're not familiar with the new name, it's the Lancaster Barnstormer Stadium. Going to be a really good event. Some really good stuff coming down the pipeline. Confirmed a table match, which is going to be awesome. If you ever seen a table match live, it's pretty cool. Some good former superstars. Let me throw out the
I'm happy
poster
that the
here.
fashion police are still together.
Yes, so we've got a Tommy Dreamer, ECW, Victoria, Lisa Marie Vaughn, or Veron, sorry, didn't mean to butcher that. Nick Gage is going to be there. Fandango, Tyler Breeze, Ricardo Rodriguez. We also have Joey Janela from GCW, James Ellsworth, a former WWE alumni. Just a whole good slew of family-friendly wrestling. Again, support your indie promotions. I can't say it enough.
The chinless wonder.
And if I butchered anything as far as anything 3LW related, I apologize, but I think I covered just about anything. But again, I've been going to it now it's going on 3 years. Just so much fun. Doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I mean,
I had a blast.
It's not just family friendly. It's a community. The biggest thing about 3LW, they're just so generous and taking their time to interact with the fans, photos, autographs, just stuff like that. And just, it's been the best decision I've ever made going on 3 years ago, just to be going to these indie events. A lot of local stuff around. I can't plug everything, but again, 3LW is the place to be for myself and my family. And again, 3LWTix.com. If you're in the area, surrounding states, it would be well worth the investment. Check it out. Again, Ricardo Rodriguez, the owner, and the coaches and stuff like that. Have a few friends of mine that are involved, and it's a wonderful time.
It's a blast. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Can't roll my R's still, but it's okay. He's done it enough that it covers my inability. Some of those were obnoxious, and he's all clean and sober, and
yes,
it's great to see that look in his eye. It's great. You could I'm very happy for him. He's come a long way. He's grown up a lot, and look at all of his dreams. Look at all the stuff he's gotten to do and go places he's got to go wrestle the last couple of years. Like he's been in Japan, like he's been everywhere. It's really, really cool to see that turnaround. Because no one knows ever how bad someone is with certain habits like that. You can imagine, especially in that business
and
at that
mental
time.
Health.
Like it takes a lot to go from where he was to where he is now, and 3 years still doing this thing. Great events, like I said, I had more fun there than I did at Raw. Arm and a leg more, way more. Like I can't even. I mean, I think Dom beat Rusev. I think that happened. Yeeting, no pyro. That whole Rhea and Io thing, and they're my family. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I want to see wrestling. You got a 3LW? Pretty much 95% wrestling. I think Nick Gage got a microphone, told someone to go themselves politely. I think that was about the only talking that happened. Otherwise, it was just matches and matches and matches and matches, and an intermission for me to appropriately enjoy a black and mild and perhaps, I believe, a beverage. And then we went back and there was a cage match. Like, there was, and this one, that stadium always looks beautiful.
Yes, the Zenbo Shrine is just a big. It's there used to be circus stuff there. Like,
that place is big.
If you don't know the origin of professional wrestling, there's a term called carnies. Look it up, educate yourself. But it's an interesting story.
Zenbo Shrine, beautiful. The Barn Burners Stadium had always looked pretty, and I saw videos and everything from last year, like for like a AA affiliate. I think they're AA. Correct me if I'm wrong. Of someone like that's a beautiful stadium. Yeah. Like I've seen way, way worse for much higher level tiered teams. Like that's a beautiful thing, and I think it's really cool that because you don't get to see stuff like that too much. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, having big wrestling shows out of like baseball stadiums and stuff, especially for people that aren't, and
at least it's At least it's in September where it's not going to be as hot, hopefully not.
Guess what? If it was in North Carolina, I said that so quietly the little purple thing didn't go around me, which means my microphone
we went to the Ascend event last night, and we were in the shade, and needless to say my shirt was still soaked standing in the shade. No. It was four wonderful matches. It was just a small little thing, but still, it's for them to be able to do their thing in 105-degree weather, more power to them. It was a great time.
Yeah, make sure you guys go to stuff like that though. Support the local stuff. Find your local stuff. It's not too hard to find it. Throw a man event to Google or Grok or Facebook or just look. Find your stuff. Support it, because again, they always have people coming in. Like the lady. See, I can't think of her name right now, but she was on TNA. She's the women's champion at 3LW now, right? Vicious Vicky, there you go. I don't know. I don't remember the last. She could be, But she came in, she had TV time. Those two dudes, what's their names? They were in AEW, they did stuff with AEW, right? I can
Nice
see
and
their
smooth. Yeah,
I
nice
can
and
see their
smooth. Yes.
I could see their smiling faces. Couldn't tell you what their
Yes.
names were, but
Yep.
they did. I mean, they have people, and then WWE alum, like they're all running around doing like 3LW stuff, like going and doing local promotion. So but 3LW was very nice, very family oriented. Everyone said hello. I got a picture with Ricardo. In fact, we had a few minute conversation at one point when you were talking to the guy in the kilt. Can't tell you the guy in the kilt's name. I don't remember, but
Kyle Slaymaker. And we're gonna get him on here sometime and have some fun.
No fun.
Three disgruntled vets. It'll be hey, that's a good three disgruntled vets. That's a good podcast name. No.
I'm already, I already got a resident asshole on there one. You don't need three, me. Even though you're not nearly as he might be as disgruntled, but no one, fuck it, no one can touch this. But support your local stuff. Go to the 3LW thing. I probably won't be able to, but I also could have another shoulder put back together then. So oof. I don't even know if I'll be not incapacitated. I'd still show up, and I'd still take Tarzan's fucking whomping stick again.
And again, a quick shout out. Speaking of Kyle Slaymaker, make sure you check out his podcast, Heat, Hope, and Hard Times. Really good. Does a lot of interviews with many that are involved with the pro wrestling business. I always love to give him some love as well. Also, check out a good friend of mine, Joseph Miller, Mr. Miller, the snake oil liniment salesman. Wonderful, wonderful gentleman. And again, just love, can't say it enough. I love supporting local indie stuff. It's a family. It's not fans, it's not wrestlers, it's a family, it's a community. Can't say it enough. But yeah, check all that stuff out. I'll probably be tagged in this on my Facebook as well as Jesse's, and we'll be tagging a lot more to get it out there. So please share.
I'm gonna tag everyone. I'm gonna put it everywhere. I have to create the TikTok channel again because it's fucking gone. And you told me we decided to do this a month. Then I forgot. I was like, I'll do it when I get home. And then so much was going on. There I am sitting here now going, I never got that going again. Because that'd be great to put clips on there so people could tell me to cough on TikTok. I love telling people to cough on TikTok. It's one of my favorite things because it's so easy.
We're going to try our best to cross-share with 3LW, give them all the support we can.
They need it. They deserve it. They don't need it, but they've earned it. They put on quality stuff. And I'm probably still one of the most disgruntled people you've ever known, even though I'm still much calmer now. I had a thoroughly good time. You could see just the dumbest smile on my face ever. They're like, Jesse looks happy. Jesse doesn't know him. Jesse's like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was born pissed off, okay? But we got real smiles out of me, so please go if you're in the area. I mean, it's not that far of a trip if you're in Pennsylvania to get to Lancaster. This is the most exciting place you could probably go that night. The most exciting city? No. No offense to Lancaster. There's probably all kinds but a wrestling show, it's going to have good wrestling. All those people that are going to be there at a baseball stadium. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. And I guarantee you'll have a good time. Because if I could have a good time, then anyone can have a good time. Because I hate everything. Equal opportunist hater. I hate it. I'm like that guy in the George Strait song. I hate everything. I'm going to leave it at that. So have fun, everybody. Make sure you share it. Go on the godforsaken website. Hopefully by the time this releases, I'll have the website updated so we can put it on there. But I guess I know what I'm doing the rest of my afternoon. That just came to mind, too. That's why I have the fancy blockers on. My life's already fucked up enough. What last thing I need? I mean, and we know teams that were getting cursed weren't, like, blowing playoff games. Like, it's just, like that's just fucking weird. Shout out to the Hurricanes. You're my boys, Blue. To like my sunglasses. But don't curse me. My life's already fucked. But go on 2146media.com and check out everything else. It's all going to be there. Promise I'll get the wrestling show on there today. So thank you for that, Justin. See, he gets an outlet. I get to go code a whole entire website page. I feel like someone won the battle. And I get to edit. But I'm happy. I'm happy I got to do it. It's been a long time. And like I said, when he said it's like, what? We can Jurassic Park this. And hopefully it ends just as catastrophically with as many zeros in the bank account at the end. Commas. Let's say commas. Hopefully there's many commas. Will it? God knows. But check out your indie stuff. Check out the thing. Check out the website. Check out everything. Tags, whatever you can. I mean, he's going to tag all the people. I'll tag people. You can tag people in the comment. Grow it up. Get all the people involved. And I promise if you check out the last 2 episodes of the political show, The Jesse Rosinski Show, I actually didn't talk politics. I was talking mental health and how to be a better human. So you guys can even enjoy them if you don't want to get political. Politics hurts my soul and my head. At least most of it, because most of it's stupid. But now that you can see Justin in my reflection, which is outstanding, I like that. Huh? I'm looking at me looking at you, looking at me. Haha. But everyone, enjoy. God bless. We'll do this again.
Happy
I'll do some.
Birthday America 250. Got to throw that in and
Shout out to my boys,
be
my
safe.
ladies and gents. End the day with all your fingers and toes. For the love of God, don't blow off any digits or anything. Don't start any forest fires by being a schmuck. Don't drink and drive. Just have some good old-fashioned family fun. Code a website. There you go. But I'll be back to do it on my own. Justin said he has a Spotify thing, so I'm going to add him into the thing. So if he has stuff he wants to talk about all on his own, then he can do it and post it. And I could teach him all of that. So then I could do stuff, he could do stuff, we could do stuff together. We could do stuff with other people, but everyone can collab and be there. And it makes it much better for everybody if I get everyone involved and let him on there. So sooner or later, he will graduate and he will argue with Riverside and he'll be able to do it on his own too, which is fantastic because it's more content and he's nicer than I. It's a big win for the whole entire world. No one has to deal with the resident dick. Asshole. Whatever, I can't read. I don't have my real glasses on. I've lost my mind. But the wheels have fallen off the bus. Make sure to share it. Justin, do you have anything you'd like to say before I click the button? Amen. Peace.